Oh, shuck it, duck it. Good evening, everybody. Bernard is frozen. Bernard is frozen up. He on the way home. We have a special guest. I want y'all to see this Wolverine first, but I got a special surprise. What you trying to see, Javon? You can't see down there. Yeah, see that? Oh, Lord. Look at that. Oh, you got Windsor Farm. You got another Windsor Farm shirt on? You already know who the thing is. Look at it, man. Look at it. I got Jenkins on. You got Windsor Farm.
Oh,
Look at that.
oh.
This is my birthday present.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
I need to put mine on. I need to stop following Robert Jordan. Okay. And Robert Brown from the Watchdogs. I need to stop following them. I need to take this off.
Yeah. Good evening to you, Brightwell. What's up, Diane Brown Douse? Good evening. Glad y'all can make it. Y'all, if y'all tune in, just say good evening for us. We got a bunch of people looking in that's watching now. Y'all just tell us in the comments, hello, good evening, whatever you want to tell us. Wolverines, that's right. My wife got the Wolverines, but you know, I wore this in honor of Jamar because he's experienced some psychological problems that Keisha Gibson Carter was telling me about, and so I want, he's mad that his and upset that the school is being torn down, and he don't think that they're gonna build it back. But I think the doctor at there, she on the school board, she can tell you that they're gonna build it again. Hello, Natalie. Thanks for watching, Natalie. You should be at work. You gotta get that clock together, Natalie. I didn't even shave today, did I? Oh man. Okay, hey Glenada. Okay, we got our special guest. Here go Bernard. Bernard, he's on the way home. He's driving home. Sherelle
Yeah,
Grant. Hey, Sherelle. Oh, Bulldogs. We're not going to hold that against you, Sherelle, because you're such a wonderful person. But we're not going to hold the fact that you're a Bulldog and you got all these Wolverines right here.
Ain't no, I don't know Wolverines. Now, everybody ain't no Wolverine. I'm just saying.
Yeah, hello, Melvina. Yeah, Wolverine. That's right. Well, anyway, our special guest, chairman of the Chatham County Commission, uh, Pastor Reverend Dr. Chester Ellis. He's on the way. He was in with us a few minutes ago, but we couldn't hear him. But he could hear. No, we could hear him, but he couldn't hear us. So he's on the way home to get onto his laptop, and he'll be with us momentarily. So we'll start the show without him. I don't know why Charlie Brown is late every day, but he's coming on now. I see that Ms. Brown is tuning him in. He's a dinosaur. So Ms. Brown has to get him tuned in every week. And
to be on the show there.
Yeah. I'll take you out until you sit down, Mr. Brown. He's ready. He's getting ready to sit down and be on the show in a minute. Only hello and hello, only in Savannah. That's correct, Tia. Dr. Jamal, you just had an interesting guest on. Run Tell That. If anybody missed Run Tell That, go back and watch it. He had Robert Jordan Jr. on, and Robert is doing some awesome things with that mentoring program he had. And I know me and Bernard and Jamal, I don't know whether Jamal is a member of it yet, but me and Bernard and Jamal, we're all joining. Robert, you got 3 new people right here that's ready to help you build whatever it is that you're doing to help these young men succeed.
Definitely. Because we got God with us.
Yeah, we got God with us.
Definitely. And this is the first time that God came on the show for ATR on Run Tell That. God came.
God showed up. God showed up. We have to remember. You promised God was coming, and He showed up. He gave us direction too. Told us which way to go. So God, we appreciate God.
That's right.
Now,
God is saying that God can't appeal America after dark. God said that's a little bit too much. God said, Jamal, that's a little bit too much for me. I don't know about that. God said, I am the Lord, but some things Bernard Brown is the Lord over more than me. That's what God
said. Charlie Brown.
Hey, I don't need your smart comments. You lucky the old man can get on any way he can. But you don't give me credit. You don't give me credit. What you want to do is tear me down. Now, my friend Jamal, he look out for me. I was thirsty on Saturday, and he look out for me.
That's right. I got the drink. That's right. When my brother was thirsty, I went and did the work because God has commanded me to do that. God told me to do that. So yeah.
Yes, and you didn't put me there. You didn't say once you get your old behind up and try to drag down there and get it. But not him. You know what he say? At least try to come on and say some things, whether I'm antiquated or not. I'm still making an effort, but he tear me down. Every time I think I'm out of it, he pulled me right back in. That come from the Godfather. How you like me now?
Look at what number your school is, Charlie Brown.
What are you talking about?
Number
on his clothes.
We go back. We go back in the day. We're rating schools. My school
No,
was
Richard, no, you're absolutely wrong. Richard Arnold was like 1 or 2 because of the people they turned out. They ran the boat education, bus drivers, look at sheet metal workers. Richard Arnold was the first of his kind, a magnet school. Come on, look it up. You should do your research. You know, you come on the air, you're shooting from the hip and don't know what's going on. Check out the history of Richard Arnold. If you look at some of the board people who work for the board education, over 30 or 35% of the employees came from Richard Arnold.
30? Oh, is that right?
Yeah, that's a fact. I'm telling you information I know for a fact.
Okay. Well, you might move up because of that pertinent information that you just.
I don't care whether we move up or not. As long as Chester Ellis is getting here, that's what's important. That's who I want to talk.
He was on with us a few minutes ago, but we couldn't. We could hear him, but he couldn't hear us.
Oh,
so
but
he left his office and went home. He'll be on in a minute.
But I'm antiquated. Oh, excuse me.
There you go. There you go. We're gonna start this show.
You can hear me now?
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right.
I was just complimenting you, my friend.
Yeah, well, for some reason the I don't know whether Catherine might have cut it off, but we were even having trouble with the TV down there. So Comcast was messing up on that side. So
it happens, sir, and I know you will get it correct.
Yeah, well, listen, all I can do is work at it, Charlie.
Yeah, that's what's important. You've done a good job of working at things.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Okay, well.
Okay, we're going to get it in, and we're going to get it in. We're glad to have the commission chairman on with us. Oh, what is that? That's from last week.
That's all right.
Why is last week
stuff up long to catch up with me?
Yeah, that was last week.
that was fine.
That was last week. We got you, though. We got you.
Yeah, I'm making sure because I'm shutting down all these phones. So nothing don't disturb you.
Okay, well, we're going to have you got 45 minutes to an hour, and we got some hot topics for you, and you can explain them away and tell the public what it is, and we're glad to have you here to just tell us what's going on, and we can get all this stuff straightened out.
Before we get started, I just want to compliment you because one of the things when you was running, you just said you wanted to be transparent, and this is about it being now. You know, it gives me an honor and a pleasure to have you on the show tonight, the chairman, the highest office in the land, and I don't know if some other chairman would be willing to come on the podcast like this, but again, you did run on transparent, and I'm seeing it now. Again, I'm thanking you, and I'm pretty sure Julius and Bernard Brown, and so our guest tonight, I'm happy he's with us now. He's an instigator. I mean, he's a fine young man, Teray. He is. I think the world of that young man.
Don't toot my horn yet, Charlie, because you may get upset with some stuff.
No, well, you know you're entitled to it, and I'm entitled to the toot back at you.
There you go.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to put that in.
All right.
Terrell Mobley. Hello, Terrell Mobley. Terrell says, "Hey, Mr. Ellis."
Hello, I see it. Hello, Mr. Terrell.
Okay, we can get right into it. You want to give a brief synopsis of your first 6-7 months? What is? How's it been? Wait a minute, it's been over. What's it been now?
6 months, Julia. If you want to look at next month, it'll be 7 tomorrow.
Okay, yeah. And you can go ahead, you can tell us what's going on before we start asking the questions. You can go ahead and you can tell everybody who you are. We already told them, but you can go ahead and get yours.
No, you can. Let me tell you. Let's do it this way. You can go ahead because things that I may want to say is not what they want to hear, but I want to hear what they want to ask. All right, so I'm open to that. But let me say this. And sitting in the county chair, sitting in the chairman's seat,
I know there are times that decisions I'm going to make not going to be the most favorable decisions. All right. But I can honestly say this for coming Sunday on the 4th of July, that would be the 6 months that I have sit, because beginning from January 4th, every day I've made decisions. I've made the best decisions with the best evidence that I have before me in Chatham County. And I make it for all of Chatham County and just not some of Chatham County. All right. I don't play in silos, because if you play in silos, somebody's got to lose. And we don't have to have losers and winners in here. We can make it so that everybody is a winner. All right. And let me give you an example of what I'm saying so that you get the right perspective from me. In November of last year, once I was announced to be the winner for the county seat, I started getting inquiries from fellow commissioners, and they brought about to me the problem that they were having over at Chatham Area Transit, over at CAT. Okay, and so in December, I started to do my own research, and I looked at every CAT meeting for the past 2 years up until December of last year. I looked at them all. And then what I did in January was I sent a forensic team over to Chatham Area Transit to get me the financial picture of what they were and how they were. Okay. In the meantime, as I continue to watch videos and do my research, last June when we were doing the budget, the CFO came, who was CAT at that time, who is no longer there, came and said that CAT had $800,000 in reserves. By February the 1st, that $800,000 reserve had gone to $1.5 million in the red. All right. And you know, that's not even 6 months. So I had two choices, and I made the best choice. And I knew that when I made the choice of Tabitha Odell going back to the CAT board, I knew it wasn't going to be popular. All right. But I had to make the best decision that I could. And here's why I needed to make that decision. I made that decision based upon the fact that the county still had in its coffin $1.7 million that CAT could use in one pocket, and it had $8.9 million in another pocket. And then I looked at how much money CAT had put into paratransit. Right. I watched the video so that I could find out who was asking what questions and who was on the right track. Now, decisions that CAT made, let me make this honest and clear. Decisions that CAT made, I had nothing to do with it. All right. But I did put people in place who were asking the pertinent questions. And as I sit before you today, all right, CAT has come out of the 1.5 deficit that they were in at the beginning of the year in January, February. They have come to a balanced budget of about $30 million. Still in the county's coffin, there's about $8.9 million that we're going to use in the MPO. And the MPO is, I serve as chairman of that. I inherit that by becoming the chairman of the county commission. There is still monies there, and I haven't gotten the final figures from the MPO as to how much money the federal government has set aside for CAT to use, but we have to do wise spending. So knowing that my decision to put Tabitha on the board was going to be one that people didn't understand, because I understood about her losing her race and not being on the commission anymore. But I needed folks over there who's going to look out for the people who ride CAT. All right. Though CAT goes into the underprivileged areas of Chatham County, and we must make sure that things don't happen the way it happened now. When I was on the CAT board, I saw them make a decision to cut out transportation through Thunderbolt. And I had to fight to keep things together so that the students going to Savannah State would not lose their transportation. Okay, so I had firsthand knowledge of that. And so, some decisions that as chairman that will come directly to me. Some decisions I have to go to the board and make. And when those decisions come directly to me, everybody who knows me knows that the first thing I do is I get the research. I don't do things off the top of my head. I go find out what the evidence says. All right. And the evidence told me that if you look at going from a $800,000 surplus a year ago, this time, to a $1.5 million deficit in February, to now we come to June again, and we are a balanced budget, all right, with a budget coming up of $30 million, and there is monies that have not been spent. Now, a lot of people will say that's because you got all of the federal money, but that's not the truth, all right? There were decisions made between last July and February that caused us to go $1.5 million in the hole. What they did was they reversed those decisions, reversed some promotions and other things that could not be, and then they got it down to $400,000, and then the CARES money came in, which means that they could wipe it out. So CAT is on solid ground, and I'm just, the only reason I'm telling you that is because I want you to know that there are decisions I have to make as a chairman, all right, that I know people not gonna like, but all decisions I make is for the betterment of Chatham County.
Okay, well, any questions from you all? Because that was a lot of us were upset with the fact that you, with all the controversy surrounding Miss Ordell, that you appointed her back. But I guess you gave your reasons for that right now, and then everything is, uh, everybody has to be accountable for whatever decisions they make. So, Jamal, Charlie.
Well, it was a question that was posed, and that's why I'm curious about that. The question or a statement that was posed said that you have resigned from the CAT board in 2018, or you have resigned. Is that correct?
Yeah, listen, when I was on the CAT board and when I was calling the CEO at that time, the CFO at that time, and the attorney, all right, there were things that they were doing I did not agree with me, okay? And so since from where I sit, we could not make decisions, or we weren't making decisions, all right, that was in the best interest of the advancement of CAT. And if you notice now, anybody can say what they want to, but that CEO who during that time he got the heck out of Dodge, all right. The CFO got the heck out of Dodge, all right. And we were dealing with decisions that weren't good decisions. So I got off because I couldn't be effective, all right. I don't believe in just spinning my wheels in the mud. If we can't benefit folks who ride the bus, all right, then I got off and I left CAT like it was, and I did not deal with CAT anymore until I became chairman, because there are four areas in which the chairman and the board of commissioners must deal with CAT in, no matter what nobody says. And then there's a fifth area that the chairman has to deal with, because I became the chairman of the MPO. All right. The first one is the line of credit. The county commissioners have to guarantee CAT's line of credit, and that's a $1.5 million line of credit. The second is paratransit, which we spend about $15 million a year for paratransit. All right. So that the paratransit is throughout the whole county. And it's for all those folks who need to get to the doctors. Some people need to get to church, some people, whatever. All right. The other area is there are, besides their paratransit and besides the line of credit is that we have to deal with CAT with its what do you call the thing? Their millage rate. Okay, those are the three areas that we must deal with. Then we must deal with them on their SPLOS. Okay, and right now their SPLOS account has about I want to say almost $9 million in it. All right, now when it comes to the MPO, as chairman of the MPO, I deal with them again with SPLOS fund and with federal funds. Okay, and so those are the four areas that the county commission deals with. The fifth area is one I deal with because I'm chairman of the MPO. And
my question,
sure.
My question was it in the red when you resigned, or was it in the black at the time? The budget.
When I got off the board, y'all, that's what I'm telling you. They were saying that they had $800,000 in reserves.
Oh, okay.
All right. I did not get a negative report from CAT until this past January, toward the end or first part of February, when the forensic audit team that I sent over there to bring me the numbers, and they came back and said there's a bright red flag over here. We need to look closer into that. All right. So I had the finance management team to start working with them hand in hand so that we could get things in control. Now, and don't let anybody tell you that nobody threatened me to resign. I resigned on my own. All right. Nobody told me to resign. Nobody asked me to resign. And as far as they know, in fact, the day we were going to be reappointed, I said to them, when you're making the reappointments, don't include me. All right. And that was the first knowledge that they had, of anybody had, that I was not going back on the CAT board. I don't spread rumors, and here's one of the things I practice in life. All right. I hope all of you have heard of Willie Lynch. Mm-hmm. All right. I do not practice the Willie Lynch practices. All right. I do not adhere to his theories. And so some things I know, I keep to myself. And you won't find me speaking out against anybody, especially if they're black. All right. It's too much. We have get out of the habit of blacks tearing down blacks. While we got that Willie Lynch syndrome going on, all we doing is putting ourselves further in the hole. And so, no, nobody asked me to resign. Nobody knew I was going to resign. I announced I was resigning. I said, don't reappoint me. And the reason I asked for it is because I could not be effective.
Well, the question is, that's pretty interesting. But if a black is not doing the right thing and is wrong, then you have to address that. I mean,
but there's a way to do that. But there's a way to do that, Charlie, and it don't have to be public.
Well, right? Chester, a lot of times when you try to address it behind closed doors, and that person still doesn't want to do what's in the best interest of the public.
Correct.
If another elected official brings it to their attention, take the city, for example. You see how these four ladies are not being able to do anything at all. So they can't just go behind closed doors and talk about they want to try to make a deal with Van when he's not trying to make a deal. He knows that he has his 5 and he's disregarding them. So they have to bring it to the public. And those days where we're just doing everything behind closed doors are over. We got to bring it to the public every time. If you notice, one thing that's happening in the city of Savannah is that the mayor is on TV every day, all day. Why is that? The reason is because they're promoting him, because he's shutting them down. It is to marginalize us. So that's all I got to say about that. But we can't just do everything behind closed doors anymore. It has to be done where the public knows what's going on. And because if you can do it behind closed doors, it's fine. Let's do it. Let's make a deal.
Yeah. And I understand exactly if you can nip it in the bud. But some people are really difficult. So you got to bring all things to light. That's why I love time, because time bring all things to light sooner or later. I noticed you said they had about 800,000, but it could have been just on paper. It might not have been a real figure at the time they showed it to you when you resigned.
No, Charlie, these were real dollars.
The 800,000 they had when you started.
I don't talk about paper, Charlie. I talk about real dollars. All right. You got to remember now, when you're sitting on the CAT board, when you're sitting on the county commission, they have to bring you financial reports. All right. Okay. Back up behind that financial report, you can always check yourself to make sure that the information you're getting is correct. All right. The $800,000 in reserves was there. Now, when I got on the CAT board, and let me say this too, when I got on the CAT board, they didn't even have a reserve. All right. They started to make up the reserve when I got on the CAT board and started demanding that they stop spending every dime and start putting money into reserves. Okay. And that's by time, I'm telling you, by time we got to last year, budget time, what was reported to us was $800,000. And again, let me say, and I want to make this clear. That's why I send the forensic auditors over there. All right. That's why I send it over there to make sure that what was being given to me was the correct figures and the correct thing. And it was right. The money was there. I'm not talking about no paper money.
Right. I got you.
I'm talking about real monies, greenbacks that was in place. And I don't understand how within 3 months you can go from $800,000 in reserves to $1.5 million in the red.
Well,
right?
that's what
anybody can fuss about that as long as they want to. But let me tell you this. I work this way, and I've been in this arena for a long time. All right. I practice my biblical principles in every situation in my life. All right. If you got aught against your brother, you go to your brother.
Right.
And you straighten it out. All right. In the situation of us, there should be a time when we can call folks on the carpet behind the door so that it doesn't become messy outside the door. And I'll tell you just like this. My daddy used to say, what happens in this Ellis household stays in this Ellis household. All right. When folks decide from Jump Street, and I'm not talking off the cuff of my head neither. I'm talking about what I know. When folks decide from Jump Street that they're going to be public, yeah, the public does have the right to know. But the public needs to know the facts and not the fiction. A lot of stuff that's been given out and a lot of stuff that's floating around is fiction.
Right.
It's not the truth. And sometimes you get in a position now, and I'm going to give you an instance. Before I talk to you all tonight, I got off the phone with the State Department. There's some stuff going on that the federal government has going to happen in Chatham County. All right. And let me tell you, I'm going to tell you how they straighten you out now. When the call came through and my executive assistant put it through and said, Mr. Chairman, so and so and so. And I hit the speaker button. And the lady said, Mr. Chairman, you got us on speaker? I said, yes, I do. You can't have us on speaker. Take that off. Pick the phone up, please. All right. And they said nothing else until I put that phone in my ear. They said, now, the second thing we need to do, is there anybody in the office with you? And I said, no, ma'am, there's nobody in the office with me. All right. She said, okay, this is for you. And this is an executive session. When you get things from the state, when you get things from the federal government, when you get stuff from DOT, when you get stuff from the federal transportation, when you get stuff from SEMA, and they said, this is executive. That means that it's not supposed to go out until the government let it out. I'm going to give an example of what I'm talking about. As soon as I got in office in January, I had a briefing on the site, and I had the information about Amazon. All right. Now, Amazon was the worst kept secret in Chatham County. I want to let you know that too. All right. But when the governor's office called and said, here's the deal that we're working with Amazon, and so I let the governor's folks do the talking. When it was time for it almost to go public, I had the governor's people come to Chatham County and go in executive session with all the other commissioners to give them all the runaround. And what they did not tell them is they did not say the name. All right. All they did was give you the facts of what was coming. Then the governor called us on Thursday and had us in executive session again. He says, now, Tuesday, I'm going to have a press conference and announce who's coming and where they're coming in Chatham County. All right. That Tuesday when it came, the governor's office put out the press release that Amazon was coming. All right. But we had been dealing with that ever since I got in office. And so it's not that you're trying to hide anything, but here's one of the things that we are learning lessons for Chatham County. Remember when Diamond Chrysler was supposed to bring the Sprint truck company here from Mercedes, and they supposed to build them? Well, the word got out of the deal that Georgia had made with Diamond Chrysler. South Carolina came behind their back and made a better deal. Where's the company right now? In South Carolina. And so those folks learn from there. You can't tell some people something. And so therefore, they keep you in executive session is what I call it. All right. And so there are things coming to Chatham County, which are executive things. Today, as I talk to the State Department, there's some things coming for Chatham County. We got to get ready. Now, I wish I was still in my office because I need to do this and I need you all to do this. All right. You all know that I have set up with Georgia Ports Authority some workshops for small businesses to do work with Georgia Ports Authority, right? All right. There's also work coming because in the next 10 years, there's going to be a whole lot of construction jobs here. All those fellows who are interested, all those women who are interested in construction, I'm gonna send to you Julia's website. All right. I'm gonna download it. I wish I had, if I was in my office, I could pull it out and just read it to you over the screen. But I'm going back and get that and get it out because we need to get those folks into those classes and get them trained to take the job that's coming up in construction. All right. And there is training right now that the county has joined partners with the Coastal Work Source, which will get them trained for it won't cost them a dime because they have given us monies to train folk. All right. And so as we roll out this plan, we just had this conversation yesterday. They just gave me the information yesterday. All right. And we start now to make it public. And because of that, we can get young men, young women trained in the construction industry because Georgia Ports is going to be doing a whole lot of building. The state is going to be doing some building here. The feds are going to be doing some building here. The county is going to be, and the school board is going, there's a whole lot of construction coming and there's a whole lot of construction jobs coming. The job may start out $15 an hour while you're in training, but look for it to go to $25 or $30 or $35 an hour. All right. So we need to get folks trained and they have to go on this government website and register in order to get trained and get the training paid for. And so while people are paying you to get trained, you better get trained. But the work is coming.
So that's going to be in the workshops that we'll be attending.
Yes, sir. What Georgia Ports Authority has agreed with me to do now, and let me tell you this now, I want to make sure you understand this. This was not a county commission thing. All right. This came out of Georgia Ports Authority relationship with Historic Carver Village. And I asked them, as representing Carver Village, I asked them, how can we get more small business to do business with you? All right. And when they told me the process, I said, well, see, the average person don't know those things. See, the average person don't know. Georgia Ports Authority don't put in no RFP. They don't ask you to no bid. What they do is qualify you and put you on that list. Then when the job come up, they match your skills to that job. All right. So what I asked them to do is to bring folks who have small business. Now, if you go in there looking for independently for a job for yourself, going out to Georgia Ports Authority and filling you out an application. You don't need to come to this workshop. And I think because I have to be in Washington from the 8th to the 15th, I think I had to kick back the date to the 15th because I want to be in town when they have the workshop. All right. I think I'm have to go back to July the 15th. But those names that I have, I've already sent them in. Georgia Ports will send you an invitation. All right. Because we can't get no more than 30 people in the room. But you have to have a company. And what they're going to do is tell you how your company can get registered with Georgia Ports Authority to get on their list that they choose from.
In the workshop.
In the workshop. That's what's going to happen in the workshop. All right. There are people now. I've already had one, and the TV cameras came up. And if you notice now, they focus on me alone, and nobody from Georgia Ports Authority was on that camera. All right. Because they said, Mr. Chairman, this is your show. You running this, and we don't want, we can't do certain things. Certain things they cannot do as a government entity. All right. So after we did the interviews and talked about what the workshop was about, all the news people left. Then the folks from Georgia Ports came in and told those people who there how to register and how to get on the list that Georgia Ports Authority uses. All right. To join now. This has nothing to do with ILA. None of the ILA. I don't care whether you're talking about 1414 or 1475 or 2023 or whatever. The ILA. It has nothing to do with this. That's Georgia Ports Authority.
So they'll be giving us the 30 people can get in the room, the criteria, just what they need to do and what stages, each step they need to take in order to do business with them. Yes,
sir. That's what that will be about.
Got it.
All right. And
I think that's a plus.
And I'm saying again, all right, things that we have done since January has never been done in Chatham County before. All right. Georgia Ports Authority have never had this kind of workshop.
Somebody wants to know, what are we doing about housing in our community?
The housing thing shall come up in the next month. Let me tell you what slowed the housing thing down. We didn't pass the budget. All right. Friday, we did not. There was no reason for us not to pass that budget on Friday. Okay. Things that were being asked, all right, that us to do had nothing to do with the budget. And I see somebody's asking me a question about the DA's office. All right. Listen, I'm supportive of the DA, but you got to do things the right way. All right. And the budget had nothing to do with the DA issue. Nothing whatsoever. Now, I asked on purpose because after I was schooled and after I was given the correct information, I asked all the commissioners. I can't demand that they do it, but I asked them during the budget process, which goes from January to June. Don't have conversation with department heads or constitutional officers or anybody that we get, even nonprofits. Let the staff do their job. Then we can come back and do things. All right. The housing part of what's coming on is that the federal government has just now started to send us money. Now, we do have money already for housing. The government gave the county $8.9 million to keep people from getting evicted. All right. We still have that money. Then they sent us an additional $6.2 million to keep people in their houses. And we had people who wanted to send the money back.
Yeah, but why y'all still have the $8.9 million? What seemed to be the problem?
There is no problem. That was the total that was given to us.
Right.
The United Way, listen now, the United Way, the EOA, and Family Promise. Those are the three agencies that we partner with to find out who needs money, what based upon the federal guidelines. Okay, I can say to you now, the federal government asked us, all right, to keep account, and we have to send them of who we gave the money to and how we use the money every quarter.
Right. What agency?
What each agency.
Right, because you got 3 agencies.
We got 3 agencies. You can call any one of the 3. All right. We spread the money out.
Some of the agencies, excuse me, cut you off. You don't think some of the agencies are process a little bit difficult? What seemed to be the problem? You couldn't reach out and look for other nonprofit that can give this money out, because you shouldn't be sitting on $8.9 million when people being evicted, Mr. Chairman.
See, that's how you got it backwards. We're not sitting on $8.9 million.
Oh, you're not? You just said you had 8.9 million.
I said that what was given to us.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Right.
But you've used some of that now.
We've used a lot of it.
Okay.
But we still have some more. All right. And what I'm saying to you is this. Those 3 agencies report to us. They give us a monthly report. Any commissioner who won't can always ask for it and get the report. Okay. What we must follow is the federal guidelines. They give us the rules and regulations. Some nonprofits that we looked at don't qualify. All right. And when they don't qualify, we can't do an MOU with them. All right. Because there are some that we can do business with, but we have to know what those requirements are. All right. Now, don't ask me what the requirements are, because I don't have them in front of me, but we got them. Right. All you got to do is go on the website for the United Way, go on the website for the EOA, go on the website for Family Promise, go on the website of the county, and it can give you those things. We double check every month to make sure that the money is being spent like it's supposed to. This money is going to last us because there's some more money that goes right in the same pocket. If we use all of this and still have a need, then we can call the feds and say, hey, we still got some folks being evicted here. Most people who are getting evicted are getting evicted because they try to scam the system. It's like one particular person, and I'm going to use one case and one case only.
Okay, right? Well, you don't keep them generic in the first place. We want to know who you are talking about, but go ahead.
No, I don't call names. We had the people to fill out the application, and then when we check with the landlord,
right?
All right, because the money can't go to the individual. The money have to go to the landlord, but this person didn't know that. They thought they were going to get some money. When we check what they put on the application against what the landlord had, the landlord said, oh, heck no, it ain't like that. No, it ain't like that. Here's the way it is. So that person was disqualified. See, that person was disqualified.
And the reason I cut across you, because I've been hearing a lot of people saying that they was being evicted. They're saying the EOA, United Way, another agency was dragging their feet behind it on the money. And I thought maybe their criteria was so difficult, but they have to follow a guideline, what you're saying, that
exactly.
The federal government put. I think y'all guys in the county need some sort of seminar to show other nonprofit who can help, expedite a lot faster. What's the procedure you need? Do you have any idea what the balance is now of the 8.9 million? Do you have
I can tell you this. The United Way came to us 3 weeks ago because the money we had given them in the beginning, they had used almost all of it. So we gave them an additional $3 million.
Okay.
All right. So they're using it in the correct way, and we do get reports. All right. We do get reports.
Thank you for sharing that with me.
Yeah, no problem. And whoever that says it sound like the Republican, I'm not the one on the county commission who sound like Republicans, and I'm not the one who acting like I'm a Republican. I'm a staunch, not hard-nosed Democrat. But I say this to you, and I'll say this to whoever's listening. I've said this to the staff. I've said this to the commissioners. I've said this to those folks that we partner with. I'm not going to jail with you. All right. And plus, if the government comes in here and says you didn't spend this money right, we don't have $8.9 million to give the government back. So therefore, we have to make sure we do it and do it right. And they set the guidelines. And some of the guidelines, they do give us a little leeway. All right. But one of the things we will not do is give it. And that's what people are upset with us about. Well, I should say me. All right. They cuss me about that, but that's all right. I'll live through it. We're not giving it to individuals because if you give it to individuals, they ain't going to pay their rent. All right. One person applied for rental assistance and got $10,000 in the bank. Why should I help you pay your rent and you got $10,000 in the bank? You need to go get some of that $10,000 and catch up your rent before they put you out.
Well, I appreciate you making sure the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. But, if you can find ways that you can expedite a lot faster, put a little bit of pressure on the agency and say, what are you doing? I understand your job is to make sure it's accountable, but your job also to look out for the people in the community who might need it if the agency are dragging their feet because they are concerned because they don't want to go to jail either. But to make sure it's been being done right, and people need to know the criteria. That's all I'm saying.
Well, we've done that twice, Charlie.
Okay.
We've done that twice, all right? We have allowed monies to go to those agencies to hire extra personnel.
Okay.
So that we could expedite the
faster
the application process, okay? When we found out how much it was and how we looked at what we needed. And we found out that we needed more people to answer the phone at 211 and be able to fill out the application while the people was on there. But now the proof is in the pudding. When it comes time for you to prove what you put on that paper, all right? A lot of times the stuff people say ain't adding up to that paper, all right? And then when we bring the landlords in, and so what we did was, here's a way we tried to expedite the system. We said to landlords, if you own,
I think it's pretty powerful the information you're sharing with us because again, I wasn't aware of some of it, and I understand. I know you have to give 100% accountability. Jill, y'all have any questions y'all like to ask Commissioner?
But let me say this too.
We appreciate.
Wait a minute. Before you answer any questions, cut off. Let me say this too now. All right. We told the landlords, if you got a tenant that's behind in their rent, you can apply for them.
See, I didn't know that. That's
the
good.
The landlord can apply for tenants. In fact, I just got through talking to a lady today and gave her to the staff who worked with her because she was applying for her tenant. All right.
Correct.
Because her tenant didn't know how to do it. The lady was older and didn't understand all the I's and T's.
Right.
So therefore, we put people with them so that they can get it done. So we did it through the landlord. We had the landlord to do it. And then the landlord turned in the paperwork today. And so that should be taken care of in the next 11 to 15 days.
That's pretty good because if I'm 6 months behind, my landlord, I can get with him and he can do it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not know that.
If you own the property, you can do it for your tenant.
I didn't. Thank you for sharing that, Mr. Chairman.
If you own the property, you can do it for your tenant.
Yeah, right. That's why he asked. That's why he asked it, because he one of them landlords.
Well, go ahead and fill out the paperwork, Charlie.
I got you.
We got two pressing. Jamon and Bernard, did y'all have any questions? Because we got two more subjects for the good commissioner.
Well, my thing, because since Charlie was all on to this right here, but my thing, and we may have gotten some closure with regards to this, that I had a severe problem, a major problem, when we got the Republican Dean Kicklighter announcing and making excuses as to send the monies back for this very issue. Charlie's not discussing about the needs. I'm looking at some of the comments. People talking about the needs. They talk about family promises not doing the application processing anymore. So people saying there's a need. So I'm trying, and I'm going to say this, and I know Reverend Ellis is a minister. I know that. Why in the hell are we even entertaining and going along with? We think that we've been strategizing with regards to the Republicans saying send the monies back when we know there's an obvious need. And we don't need to be strategizing with them at all about anything like that when you know they're not a concern about the people. I'm going to say this right here. Some of y'all never heard me say this. I've been dealing with this for 30 years now. Over 30 years, excuse me. I've been dealing with this stuff right here. I've been seeing this for over 30 years. So when I start talking about some of this, this is not based on me just becoming aware of this in the 2010s. I have lived in Savannah. I have seen this since I was a god doggone child. I've seen this as a teenager. I've seen this as a college student. I've seen this right here. And then you're going to try to tell me that y'all going to be outsmarting these people around here who don't have no concern about us? They had never had a concern about us. So I'm like saying, wait a minute. So like again, this is not my show. So I can't necessarily act it the way that I want. I'm like saying, I hope for God that our elected officials are now understanding that you don't go and support no Trumpites at all when it comes down to the masses of the people. You don't do no strategizing with them because they're not concerned about the masses, because they will still sell you out.
That's a good point, Mr. Chairman. I think that you radiate loud and clear. You have to work with them, but again, they don't care about the people, Mr. Chairman. We know that, and you have to have blindfolds and hearing aids, and you can't hear.
All right, let me say this now. Let me say this because some people are caught up on titles. All right. And I'm going to tell y'all, just like I tell my schoolmates, just like I tell my classmates, just like I tell, like folk here, I don't know which one to call you now. I don't know whether to call you Reverend Ellis or Pastor Ellis or Chairman Ellis. And I say to them, listen, before I was all those things, I was Chester. All right. It's not disrespectful to me. All right. If you call me Chester, because Charlie, you and I have known each other ever since I beat you up on the football field.
Why y'all are bringing stuff like that?
So I can keep you in line. Jamal knows that I have known him since he was a young fella around St. Paul Baptist Church. When all I had to say is Miss Lucille. All right,
Coach.
All right, that's right. A lot of my students who are now parents, when they see me, all right, they say, hey, Coach, I'm sorry, hey, Mr. Hey, Pat, stop all that. Just whatever you're doing me as, you can use that, and there's no disrespect to me because I'm not caught up on titles.
Yeah.
All right. I understand that I'm the chairman, but if I have to tell you I'm the chairman, then I've lost some respect. See, I'm the chairman, all right, and I want to say this to all of you. And I want all to understand. There is not an underprivileged area in Chatham County that I have not lived. Starting with Yamacraw, going to Frogtown, which don't exist no more because of I-16, right? Going to Currytown, all right? Going to East Side and Soldier Field, going from East Side and Soldier Field to West Side and West Savannah, all right? And now in Carver Village for the last 48 years. All right. I don't ever lose, not one day. I don't ever lose where I come from. When I make decisions, I remember who lives where I came from. I came from the underprivileged areas. All right. But there is a method to the madness. When they try to keep you down, they try to keep you down by keep you arguing and fussing with each other. And certain people, when they get to a certain stage, if you don't call them by that, they don't want to answer that.
Yeah.
That doesn't help anybody who's in trouble. All right. We have addressed, and when I say we, I'm talking about the administration and the county under my leadership. We have addressed every inch of Chatham County from the farthest west side, which is Bloomingdale, the western end of Bloomingdale, to the farthest east side of Chatham County, which is Tybee. From the farthest north side, which is the back of Hutchinson Island, to the farthest backside of Ossabaw Island and Ossabaw Sounds. All right. And what I found is there are common problems throughout the whole county. And so that's why I initiated One Chatham. We can fix every street, every road. And when we get through with One Chatham, the objective is that no street will flood in Chatham County anymore. All right. We put that together. We looked at what resources was available. We sent off an application to the federal government, and we got our yes answer. All right. So there is things that are going to start to happen as soon as we get past this budget. Come on, other Mr. Brown. I see your hand.
Hey, Coach, I know you by Coach, so I'm saying.
There
Coach.
you go. That's why I said that. Keep calling me Coach.
Hey, Coach.
Yo,
I haven't seen you in about 5.5 years since you did my wife's funeral.
Yes.
And I always appreciate that, allowing us to come there. The biggest problem that I have when I come to Savannah is y'all have a big homeless problem. And where I come from, West Savannah, most of them homeless. The cleaning, need to clean it up. And you said, you fix the streets. But I think the first thing you need to fix in Savannah is the homeless people and cleaning it up. And that's my biggest problem right there. I mean, if y'all got that so much money in this part and that part and that part, I think some of them need to focus on, the homeless people and putting them some way that they can be safe and clean the place up. That's my problem.
Well, if you notice now, we didn't pass the budget, but in this present budget that we have put that money there for the homeless authority to use to help with the homeless. All right. But it's going to take all the municipalities and the county working together to take care of the homeless problem. We're gaining homeless people every day. All right. We got folks who get off the Greyhound bus who come here from other places. They've gotten in trouble, and what they have told them is pick a place you want to go, or they pick a place for them. They give them a bus ticket and say, as long as you don't come back, we aren't going to put you in jail. So then they wind up on the streets of Chatham County. Okay. We are addressing the homeless problem, but I'm going to say this to you as too. It's not going to happen overnight. Okay. We need to do something and don't do the right thing. You haven't done anything. You got to do it right. All right. So that when people become homeless, when people fall, even not on their own, not because of their own merits that they become homeless, but their circumstances cause them to be homeless. We have to have things in place. All right. All over the place to get those things done and to get those things in place. And so we are working on the problem now, but remember now, this county administration is only 6 months old. All right. We're working on the problem, and I don't use that as an excuse, but here's the first thing I do whenever a situation or when we come up with what we consider a solution. The first person I ask is the attorney to make sure everything we're doing is lawful. All right, because we must meet the law. And when we meet the law, we're working on the homeless population. We're working on the homelessness. All right, making houses, and some of you can tell. You heard me say this when I was running for this office. All right, everybody want to talk about when they talk about housing. Okay, want to talk about it in a certain way. All right, and they want to talk about affordable housing, but affordable housing has a cutoff limit to it. What about that person who's just making $5,000 less than what the cutoff is? So I said, and Dr. Ture can verify the fact that I said it in an interview. I want to deal with income-based housing, making the house affordable for what the people can pay for it. See, that has to happen with training.
I like that.
Because when you deal with income-based housing, you teach them how to have their mortgage, their rent, or their
budget. They budget.
in a 30%, but they don't spend over 30. They spend 70% for taking care of the children and the rest of the stuff, and 30% for paying for the house and whatever else they have to pay for. All right. If you don't teach people how to do that, now I know that for a fact because I had to learn. As an adult, I had to learn how to do budgeting. All right. I was good at math. I was good at geometry. I was good at algebra 1, 2, and 3. But I had to learn budgeting. See, and so we have to be at a point, and we've got workshops coming up that we'll be announcing where we're going to help people with that kind of thing. Homelessness is a national issue.
True.
But here's what I'm saying to us, and this is why Republicans stop waiting on the Republicans to agree with us to pass anything. All right, with the president's proposal that he has out there that they're trying to cut off, and now I don't know why you're trying to come up with no agreement with them, because their leader already said we ain't gonna agree to nothing. So stop bothering with them people. Let us get together and we figure out how to get it done. All right.
Listen, before you get away, one of the viewers, Terrell Dickerson, wanted to know what's your opinion on weeping time and what your feel about it. I guess that was it.
That's our last two issues for him. One
was that was one of them. Okay, I didn't know.
One was he answered was one Chatham concept, and I believe that he wants all the municipalities to get together so they can spend their monies collectively to get reduced prices on the work that's performed by the contractors.
And then we can get rid of poverty and the rest of it.
Yeah. And the second one was, and everybody really wanted that was, and then we'll ask, Jamal can ask this question, but we want to know before you leave, what is your position on the reaping time and what are you doing about it? But Jamal, you can ask that question first, and then the chairman can answer that question.
Actually, I want to go back because we were talking about it because it was something that was put in the chat when the question was posed about housing and with regards to the budget. I'm glad that the chairman brought it up. And that's why when former Commissioner Jones, when he put it in there, I was like, yep, I'm hoping that we go and have that conversation about housing. And the chairman, when he discussed and said that income-based housing, that, yes, I was there. I heard it. And that was, I said, that's one of the most exciting things that we need to be doing. Because again, that will help us with regards to helping people have decent and habitable homes here in Chatham County right now. Right. That is something we need to be focused on. And that's why when that question came about the budget, all right, I know we were focused on what with regards to the rental properties, but then with regards to and the evictions. But we need to really go and address. So even Bernard was talking about with regards to the homelessness, we can go and address some of this when we have income-based housing here in Chatham County, and we need to have our politicians lockstep and barrel and moving forward with regards to this, because again, me having been involved with the homeless program going back 20 years now, that I'm saying that has to happen. The number of women that I saw coming to the office, sitting down with me, and with the issues that were going on, I never lose that. So I'm like saying, we need our politicians, regardless of their political parties, if they want to be locked into a political philosophy, we need sensible politicians now understanding we got to move to income-based housing.
And let me say this to you, Dr. Teray, and I'm saying to all of you, okay, because you may not understand this. We've got to teach the banks income-based housing. They know affordable housing, but they don't know income-based housing. All right. And I'm talking about, I sat in the room with all the CEOs of all the banks in Chatham County, and they don't understand and they don't know what affordable, what income-based housing is. They know all the guidelines and stuff for income-based housing. And that's why I'm telling you, income-based housing cut us off at $35,000 a year. But what about the people who making $29,000? What about the people who making $22,000? All right. You shut them out. Income-based housing brings them in. Okay, that's what they have. But we've got to teach the bankers how to do income-based housing rather than do affordable housing. because it's not on their radar. It's not something that they have done. All right. It came up with a small amount of us as I attended the National Conference of Counties, called NACO. That's where I'm going next week, and I'm going to DC to do that again with NACO. All right. We're going to have that conversation again. I got the invitation today to come back to that to talk about income-based housing. We're going to have to go to the Biden administration and say to them, rather than talk about affordable housing, let's talk about income-based housing, because nobody's talking about that nationwide. So there's an opportunity to teach and to get folks to rethink what they're thinking. All right. That's the only way that we're going to help folks in Chatham County who want to own a house but can't afford a house. How to get there is through their income, because once you're on a job, that's all you're gonna get. See, that's what you're gonna get. Whatever they pay you on that job, that's what your income gonna be.
We got three things for you, and so if you can give us your position and what's being what you say, Jamal?
No, I was going to say, Mr. Chairman, I'm going to share something with you. Todd Rose has been diligent about this constantly. They've been trying to have access to the Jennifer Ross Field, and they're being denied constant. How can Todd Rose get in touch with you, one of the coaches? Because he's extremely concerned, because all this right here is all goes hand in hand. So how can Todd Rose get in touch with you again? Because they're being stymied, especially with regards to our youth and using the field.
All right. Tell Todd Rose to call my office. And if he don't get me, tell him to talk to Mike Kegler. We can solve that problem. Paul Mosley over at ILA, all right, and another young man, and his name escaped me, but he was one of my Bartlett students too, Mr. Brown, that called me coach. All right, they came forward with that problem 4 weeks ago, maybe a little more, a month ago. We can solve that. That's easily solved.
That's good. That's good. That's what I like to have.
Tell Todd to call my office or call and talk to Mike Kegler. We can solve that. All right. But now I'm gonna say this to you. All right. There are folks who want me to override the managerial staff and want me to let them have they want me to set the stadium aside for them for free. That is not gonna happen. All right. You got to have staff there to work. You got to have lights on, so no, security, I can't give it to you free. And no need to ask me a question. But if you have, if we've got enough facilities, all you got to do is become a part of the major schedule. And if the recreation department don't do it, then you go to Mike Kegler, who's responsible for the recreation, or you come to me, and then I'll get it done from the top down. Okay. So he shouldn't have any problems getting in. Let me say, I saw another flash. Somebody talking about consolidation. You as wrong as two left shoes on the right foot. All right. One Chatham is cooperation and collaboration. Is not about consolidation. As I said to Brother Hall can attest to this. As I said to the folks out at the last people I spoke to was out at Port Wentworth. All right. Just like you have a hand, you got 4 fingers and a thumb. Everyone's got his own fingerprint. We got 8 municipalities in the county. Everyone has his own fingerprint, and they will not lose their identity nor their fingerprint under one Chatham. But instead of paying $16 million to pave a 10-mile stretch of road, because they did it, each one of the municipalities, 3 of them, and the county did their portion of the 10-mile stretch of road. It cost $16 million. If they had come together and agreed and did a memorandum of understanding and also did an IGA, which is intergovernment agreement, and did that one project under one banner, they could have paid $8 million to get it done. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. So that's the one Chatham concept. Now, this is the pressing thing that everybody wants to know, and they want to know why, particularly you being over the whole county, you're not stepping on, you still can put your position on record because you are the county CEO. You're the head man in the entire county. So they want to, even if the city is doing one thing, you can still voice your opinion on it. They want to know why haven't they heard anything from you or the county commissioner from that district on the weeping time and being supportive of it.
Well, I can't speak to the commissioner, man, because he just came in office, okay? But here's what I'm going to tell you about weeping times. You have not heard me say anything, because if I said anything, I would be practicing Willie Lynch. And this is what I mean by that. I was in the West Savannah Community Organization's meeting in 2015, because before I ran for commissioner, I ran for school board, right? Mm-hmm. And I ran for some other things. I was in the meeting with them. We used to have, where on this west side, all of the presidents, we used to meet most times out at Woodsville and talk about the issues that are formed. The West Savannah Community Organization voted, all right, one way of support. The now representative, who wasn't the representative then, she and another group going another way, all right? My thing is, all of us need to come together and decide on how we will go publicly on one agenda, rather than having some on some side and some. And that's what I say. I consider that Willie Lynch, and I don't get on Willie Lynch. I don't get in the middle of Willie Lynch, all right? As a person, and I'm going to say it just like this, as the president of Historic Carver Village, I don't want people who don't live out here coming out here telling us what we need to do. So I won't go over to West Savannah and tell them this is the way y'all ought to be. This is the way y'all ought to think. All right. As my position with the pastors and churches having problems, and folks wanted us to come in there and work with the church problem. We can't go in there because we're not members of that church. All right. We can't go in there and tell people what to do. What I would have preferred for us to do is all sides get together, go in the room, and come out under one agreement. That did not happen before I became commissioner. So that's why I've stayed out of it, because I'm not taking one side against the other. All right. But I do have this now. But you do know this. And just like I worked to save Carver Village, there are 59 historical Black spots in Chatham County that I'm working with. You know one right there in West Savannah yourself, Julius. And I ain't telling the rest of them what it is, but because I've been working with your sister, right? Right. There are two other people over in there that I've been working with. All right, the folks over on the east side, over at the LePageville, I've been working with them. I started working with the folks in Garden City to show them how to preserve the Black history that's in Garden City, and I'm talking about Rosenau Hill, 5 Mile Bend, all the rest of it. All right. The folks out in Monty, I've been working with them. Now here's what I'm saying. If you want to get in and have an intelligent discussion and get all the information, then I don't mind coming. But if you want me to come to take one side against the other, I'm not coming. Because
but Commissioner, it ain't but one side if it's the right thing.
And that's what I'm telling you. Let's do the right thing. And the right thing is we all get on the one side and get it right. See?
But it starts with a conversation. It starts with
a conversation.
But it also starts with the leadership that we elect to understand that if you're going to preserve this, if you understand what this property means to our heritage, to our culture, to our race, then there ain't but one side. And that side is to say, okay, we're standing over here. Y'all come over this way. Because if you're not, you got to choose a side. No, in everything you do, you got to choose a side. And right here is the middle of the road. And if you ain't on this side where we're trying to preserve it, and you want to stay in the middle where people are trying to say that they want to get rid of it because they don't care, then that brings up a problem to everybody, and it makes it look like, people saying, well, who did we elect? And then, somebody just quoted just now, why did you tell Commissioner Adams to leave the Weeping Time property to not say anything about it? Now, you might not have said that to him, but that is the perception that everybody's getting.
Well,
So,
stop. Listen, all they got to do is stop dealing with perception and ask me. That's all. I don't bite people.
well, she just did. She asked
Well,
you. She said,
tell her, and I know exactly who said it because she put it on her post that people read, and I didn't read it, but people told me it was on there. All right, I did not tell Commissioner Adams one way or the other.
so you don't think that he needs to come and be answerable to the people?
He asked me my position. I told him my position. All right, and that's all I've done. Whether she thinks that's unacceptable or not, tough. All right, because I can tell her she running around floating, but she ain't doing what she's supposed to do in her place in Cloverdale. If she do what she's supposed to do in Cloverdale, I'll call her out. You don't have to call her out. If she do what she's supposed to do in Cloverdale, she don't have to worry about what Commissioner Adams doing. She needs to do what she's supposed to do in Cloverdale, and that's not getting done. And I know that for a fact because I used to work hand in hand with Victor when we were putting some stuff in place for Cloverdale. Do you know?
Chairman, you don't have to do that, Mr. Chairman. You don't have to do that.
That's all right, but no, I'm gonna put this shoe on right because I wanted to fit their foot and wear this. All right. You know that just before Victor died, Victor was trying, and I were trying to get some people to get on the study to Cloverdale is a historic place now, but it has not gone through the process because we can't get nobody over there to do the right thing with the Metropolitan Planning Commission to get it on the National Register of Historic Places for Black. That's one of the 59 I'm talking about. The place in Sandfly is another place I'm talking about. The place in Pinpoint is another one I'm talking about. See? There are plenty of places. So also. They can say all they can say all they want to, but we were trying just before Victor died, and our older woman can tell you that I'm telling the truth. We were trying to get some folks over there, and Victor knew he was sick, so he knew he couldn't do it. But we were trying to get some people over there to start the process of getting Cloverdale declared the historic district that it should be. All right. And let me give you an example now. Whoever it is that's gonna do this will have to be in it for the long haul. I started working on Carver Village in 2002. We really kicked it in gear in 2011. We didn't get the historic designation in 2016. And then we got the national designation in 2019. If you don't plan on filling out the papers and doing the work, all right, then you're right. And I'm gonna tell her again, you need to sweep around your own front door before you try to sweep around this one. All right, because I got my stuff together. So I don't.
She said Commissioner Adams told her this.
She talking about what somebody told her, and I'm saying you don't have to go to nobody. You can get it from the horse's mouth. I'm the horse. Get it from my mouth.
Got you, sir. Got you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
And I'm telling her I didn't do that.
There's two more things I got before you go.
Go ahead.
One is next week we're going to have I want you to watch because we're going to have some people on that has text me and say that they want to come in and refute some of the things are answered differently than what you're saying. So they'll be on the show. I'm sure that Melinda Gwen Thornton will probably want to come on and tell what she's talking about. So, we just want to get some clarity. Like I said, we don't handle things the way that they used to handle, like the old guard used to handle it, because we want everybody to be informed. That is what this platform is about, informing people so that they can get the right information. We ain't doing nothing behind closed doors no more.
Yeah.
Everything will be televised. The revolution is here, and we are changing the way that things happen. People might not like it, but that's the way it is. It's going to change all over this county.
That's the only way it should be.
And listen, and I'm in total agreement with you. That's why when you see me say something or when you see me do something, I got evidence to back it up. I don't talk off the cuff. All right, I don't do that, and I stay away from folks pointing the finger at one another. We got enough of that. The only way we're going to solve the problem, and let me tell you what the problem now, we should honestly, From where I sit, one of the problems we should honestly be mad about, and I hope from tonight's conversation and the conversation I had earlier today, all right, with a bunch of preachers, you know how we rallied right after the George Floyd thing that happened? We ought to get that same kind of rally with those same amount of people to crowd out Bay Street and Bull Street about these people who getting killed out here in our neighborhood, our people getting killed in our neighborhood by our people. We ought to be mad, and we ought to do something about it. We ought to rally and do something about it, because I just found out last night, 2 blocks away from me, they found a young lady that was missing. They found her dead right down the street from me. All right. I did not know that until night before last when I was called and told by the police department that was going on.
On Magazine Avenue.
On Magazine Avenue. You know, Magazine Avenue is right by my house. Listen, we've got to stop killing each other. And the only way for us to stop killing each other is we've got to get mad at what's going on. All right. We've got to get mad about what's going on and do something about it. Nobody in our neighborhood make guns. How are these guns getting in here? That's what we need to be getting mad about.
Yeah.
See, so I'll say this again. Everything I say, I have evidence to back it up. All right. I do not talk off the cuff, and I do not talk without knowing what I'm talking about. That's just the way I am.
Okay. Well, next week, make sure you tune in, because there'll be some people on. We on the Rabble, we bring it. We don't hide nothing. We bring it out. We ask those questions. You have a lot of questions. If you go back and you see some of the questions, we didn't have they were long. Y'all can't make them this long because they'll cover up the people's face. So just put your question out and just leave it there.
Listen,
I can't put those long ones on.
All right. I'll say this to you now. If you want to text them, no, don't text them. If you want to email them to me, all right, I'll give an answer and get it back to them. Okay. And one thing you can say about me, and y'all know me, I'm looking at 4 people on my screen who do know me from way back. I don't talk in circles, and I don't bite my tongue, and I ain't scared. All right.
I don't
Never
bite
have
my
been.
tongue. I don't bite my tongue either. I
don't talk in circles.
We got a Christmas show coming up in December. That'll be 6 months from now. Can we commit you to be on that show in December to do a year-end caption?
I'm gonna tell you like I tell everybody else. In order for me to get on your schedule, you got to call Miss Gail. All right. Now I can say this now about your show next week.
Mr. Chairman, I know your cell number, so you can make that commitment yourself.
I have to check my schedule with Miss Gail.
Do me that way, please.
Nope, I have to check my schedule with Miss Gail.
All right, then we're gonna check with it.
Like for instance, right now.
Right now, I know back in 6 months.
Julius is asking me about next week. All right. Next week I'm gonna be going my way to DC.
Well, we know I'm talking about December. I'm saying 6 months.
All right.
Coach.
And I'm still mad with the chairman for some stuff going back some over 30 years now. I'm still mad with him. That's what I'm saying. So again, I'm still mad with the chairman. Some stuff 30 years ago that I can't get into that happened in King Frazier, but I ain't gonna say nothing about that. I'm leave that alone.
Hey, Coach.
Hey, I've been mad for a long time too. You know that.
Hey, Coach.
Yes, sir.
I want to give you an invitation to my show.
Lord. Oh my God.
I need you to come on my show at 10:30. And if you think you can get to bed, then I'll move it up so you can be on there.
10:30 when?
It's on Friday, 10:30 to 11:30 on Friday. America After Dark with Bernard, but you call me Razor, and you have an invitation.
Yeah, I'm gonna call you Razor.
That's
all right, Mr. Chairman. Before we let you go,
that's the only way I can call you a spade. Call you Razor.
Chairman,
you know that. But
Mr. Chairman, before we let you go, I just want you to commit to 6 months. We'll call Gail. We'll call Gail, but would you be on the show in 6 months as an end of the year caption?
But listen. Anytime I got time, I'll be on the show.
Got you.
Anytime I got time, but I'm telling you, my time is kept by Miss Gail.
I got you.
And Miss Gail will tell you Yeah, he can be there. No, he can't be there. You know, yeah, because what I don't like to do is I don't like to promise people that I will do something and don't do it. All right.
All right.
Y'all know I'm that way.
Julius,
all right.
I want you to make sure you contact Gail and we set it up in 6 months on a Wednesday for a Christmas show.
Yes, sir. We're gonna get all the 1 year caption from everybody. This is a 6 month one. We're supposed to do Shalana Cook Jones. We'll probably have her on in a couple of weeks, but we'll get everybody, the tax commissioner.
Good. And Mr. Chairman, I want to thank you personally. Thank you so much for what you have done for Cabo Village, because I was a part of it and you were instrumental in getting stuff straightened out for me. Again, thank you.
Yes, sir.
One last question before you go, because we got to finish the show in the next 30 minutes. But that's after you get off. One last question. And I know my good friend, Dr. Jamar Torre, he loves to ask this question, and don't get it wrong. Just please don't get it wrong. You cannot get this question wrong.
Oh, my God.
What is the baddest high school in the whole USA? I think I'm going to give you a hint. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen.
Exactly. And he knows. All right.
Oh, my God.
He knows.
Oh, my God.
The best school that ever was in Chatham County is Woodsville, Tompkins, the home of the mighty Wolverine. That's why it's called Wolverine Nation.
You got it right.
He can listen. Let me tell you something. He can wear all those shirts he want them. He can talk about Jenkins High School, but I was the one, and this is a point of personal privilege, because I have to say I now, not we. Everything else I do is we. All right. I was the one. You can go check the records. Who started Jenkins boys basketball team on a winning streak when Ben Patrick, I went and pulled Ben Patrick out of the stands and made him play basketball over at Jenkins High School. I still got my Warriors hat. I got my Warriors shirt.
I'm wearing the Warriors tonight in honor
I got my Warriors jersey
and the school line.
Y'all say what y'all want to say. You talk about Richard Arnold.
You talk
about Richard Arnold. But you asked Chester Ellis, when Tompkins was setting up their Hall of Fame, Charlie Brown went in and helped them set up that Hall of Fame. So they got a Hall of Fame to this day. I helped them did that. Now, you didn't know that, did you, Julius?
Oh, they knew it, Charlie. They knew it. And see, because they know
Julius did not know that. Julius did not know that.
No, I didn't know that.
That comes about because whenever I'm involved in something and we're gonna do something, especially when you go get the experts, the people who know people. And Charlie Brown had been on the Savannah Hall of Fame for a long time. All right.
I said Greater Savannah Athletic
Greater Savannah Hall of Fame for a long time. So we went to them to find out how to start things and get it registered with the state and get it registered with everybody else. All right. To put the Hall of Fame in. So yeah, he's right. He worked with us, to get that in place.
And when I went to the state in the 880, in 1969, I rode on the bus with Woodsville Tonkin, Caveman, Brad Ham, and Fred, all the boys. I rode on the bus with Coach Turner them.
Because he was the only one from his school, so we gave him a ride.
Yeah, well, I won the 880 in the region.
That's hard to believe that you won the 8 anything.
But Julius, eat your heart out. You've never been an athlete. Look at you. You're too pudgy. All you good for eating pies. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, well, Charlie, when I look at like a little boy, I saw a fella the other day. His name is Jesse. And Jesse asked me, he said, Coach, you still shooting that basketball like you shot it when you was teaching over at Johnson? I told him, only in my dreams. Those are precious memories. All right. Just like our battle between Richard Arnold and Tompkins. And oh, by the way, Dr. Teray, let me say this to you now. So when you be talking about that Jenkins stuff, all right, The first integrated football game ever in the city of Savannah and the county of Chatham was Jenkins versus Tompkins. Yours truly was the quarterback, and we beat them 19-0.
That's correct.
I'm about to say that's not true. That's not true.
That is true. That is true because I was at that game. It was at Memorial Stadium. I was there that night.
And if you read the headlines, and the game was played neck and neck until the fourth quarter, until I threw a touchdown in the fourth quarter, and then Billy Deloach ran 2 of them after then. All right, we beat them 19-0.
And Mr. Chairman, you need to tell them. You need to tell them this. You need to tell them this. You listen up. On one side, it was all white. On the other side was all black.
So we had all black.
The only black player they had, Jenkins had one black player. You know what his name was? His name was Charles Bass. His mama was a teacher at Hubert School. He was the only black player on their team. I was to that game that night.
Well, no Black History fact.
So I'm gonna throw up another. And the first game played at Memorial Stadium was Jenkins versus BC. So just to throw that out there too now. But you know, Memorial was Jenkins and BC.
What that got to do with the price of tea in China? What that got to do with the price of tea in China?
That was the first year. That was the first year that Memorial Stadium opened, Charlie.
Okay, gotcha.
And now the chairman want to try and say that Tompkins had beat Jenkins. We have no knowledge of that. I can't read. I can't see nothing.
Tompkins beat Jenkins that night.
I can't see nothing. I can't see it. I can't see.
I know it. I know you can't see it. See, some things you can't see because you don't want to see.
Mr. Chairman, before I let you go, Jenkins did have a great runner. Do you remember the white boy named Jesse Ennis?
Jesse Ennis, running back. Yeah, and their best blocker was a boy named Rick Lance.
That's correct.
His daddy used to be on WTOC.
That's correct.
On the news. Rick Lance. Those are people I played against. All right. Jack O'Neal. I know them real well because they became some of my good friends after we whipped them.
and all Charlie and Chairman Ellis trying to do, they want to try to push me right now. You know what happened when integration occurred? Jenkins football team left. Bubba Atwood was the coach. They left, took the whole team. They went to Savannah Christian. That's why Savannah Christian was on that run like that. That's the history of Savannah Christian.
He did.
That's why they call him red and white. But
I'm the one who ran him out of town.
He did.
I'm the one who ran him out of town because after we beat that game, him and the whole staff quit.
See that. You know,
we're not gonna get in the history of Bubba Atwood and that team going over there. I'm gonna let it go now. It was good to see you, sir.
But let me say this to you all now before you got to wrap up and do whatever else you have to do on this show. One Chatham is how we going to get the underprivileged areas and the underserved areas served, and guess what gets their just due. All right. Because One Chatham takes into consideration what we need to do, when we need to do it, and how we need to do it. All right. And so we're going to do it right. And to do it right, that means we're going to have to cover everybody. All right. There is not one place in Chatham County today that doesn't flood one way or another. So we're going to have to do something with the flooding. See? All right. Now, y'all see the heat wave that's covering the country. And they're telling you it's because of global warming. There are federal resources to help us with the global warming here in Chatham County, but we must do it together rather than by municipality. If we don't do things together, and I'm saying those 59 historical spots that are African-American history spots, we cannot let them fall by the wayside. We must work to get the job done. The job is tedious and it's long, and if you're not committed, don't get in the way. All right. But if you're committed, get on the team where we're going to get some things done. And that's what we need. We need for stuff to be done. If we get stuff done, then we will have our homeless population under. All right. We will have our wherein we have a high. I mean, very high in most the two big spots it is Garden City and the city of Savannah. Poverty rate. The only way we're going to do with the poverty rate is to get income-based housing in here and get jobs in here, get folks on the job who can make quality money so that we can build a quality of life. And
well,
that's
you know
what
what's good? I'm going to tell you what's good. You got help coming. Port Wentworth in the West, you got help coming. A new mayor coming to town, and he's going to change the demographic of that whole city and provide a lot of new jobs. And that's that man sitting up to the top. I'm so thrilled to be sitting here today with Mr. Mayor himself.
You are clairvoyant, I tell you.
But Julius, let me tell you what Charlie told me before the show came on. Now he told me, "Don't think you're getting that for free."
No, it does cause a slight charge.
He told me, talking about, you know, Chester owes a few dollars, right? He said he done paid you. He ain't paid me yet.
Julius, please don't put up, in-kind donation. He know what I'm talking about. He looked out for my property and me over there on Gwinnett Street. All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
He even there. Okay, well, Chairman Ellis, we appreciate you coming. We'll call you back. Look at the show next week in case there's any questions that you might have wanted to clear up, because I know some people will be saying some things, and we want to get to the bottom of everything. We want our public to be advised and engaged and involved. And we do have a question about the 8th district commissioner. They say that his mouth is zipped, and the people want to know, can you get him to come meet his people? That's all. That's all I got.
Well, he has to come anyway, because here's what I've asked all the commissioners to do. Under the One Chatham banner, I've given them all of the written things that they need, all the government rules and regulations that we must abide by. And I've asked every commissioner. I can't make them do it, but if they don't do it, I'm gonna do it myself anyway. That's why you saw me in Port Wentworth. I'm going to meet with every neighborhood association, every homeowners association, every all elected officials and all the municipalities to talk about the One Chatham, okay? And to make sure that we understand what One Chatham is. And what the timeline that I've set is between now and the end of October, all right? Then we'll get the list together. Then we will roll out how we're going to, what federal funds we want to bring in to help pay for it, and what Chatham County needs to invest in itself to make life of more quality in Chatham County. And I'm talking about every place in Chatham County. I'm talking about the homeless. I'm talking about the richest place and everything. Because even though the richest part of the county, they still want, sometime when they flood out there, if they're inside, they can't get out. And if they're outside, they can't get in. All right. So we, just like y'all know, up under the underpath right there on Louisville Road, Lathrop Avenue, right off Augusta Avenue. When it flood down there, we got to go all the way around. All right. We're gonna put a halt to that by working on this One Chatham. But the thing is that everything I say to you, again, I say, if I say it to you, I can show it to you in black and white, blue and green, or whatever color you want it to be in. All right. Because I talk facts and I don't talk fiction. All right. I say what it is, and I know what it is, because every day I have to make decisions for Chatham County, and I have to make decisions based upon facts. So that's why I tell the staff, when I need the facts, go out and get me this so that I can make a decision. And I don't make that decision until then. When I meet with the governor, I say the same thing. Give me the facts so that I'll know what kind of decision. When I meet with the folks from the feds, all right, whether I'm talking about the transportation people, or whether I'm talking about the Department of Interior, or whether I'm talking about the historic people, I say the same thing. I need facts so I can make an intelligent decision. All right. Knowledge is power. And the more you know about what's going on about you, the more powerful you are as an individual. And I want you to know. All right.
And like I always say before you get away, when people fail, when the community fail, it's only two key things: lack of information, lack of knowledge. And that's the key, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on.
Yes, sir. Thank you all for having me this time. And like I said, can't you pull up the show later on during the week or something? Because next week now,
Yes,
like I said, when y'all come on, I'll be going to DC.
All our shows can be watched every day. You can watch one from when we first had you on when we was at the Buccaneer Club. It's still on the site.
Oh, okay. Well, just all them people who come and tell them to bring their proof, because I can bring mine.
Okay.
Tell them bring their proof.
Y'all heard the chairman.
Don't run your mouth. Bring your proof.
Bring your proof. Next week they'll be on. Y'all got to remember now. Y'all do take it light because he is my cousin, and y'all don't be too hard on him.
All right, Mr. Pat. Thank you.
And I'm gonna tell him this now, because I'm gonna tell him this because he know his grandmama taught him, and his grandmama was my daddy's sister. All right.
Wow.
If you can't stand the heat, don't get in the kitchen.
That's correct.
I'm standing in the kitchen.
You know, matter of fact, y'all guys look alike a little bit. I see the resemblance.
Hey,
only on Wednesdays.
Hey, Coach, and tell him run and tell that.
Run and tell that. You got a razor. You got a razor. Run and tell that.
That's right.
That was good. I had a good time. Yeah, it was good. Now we got about 10 minutes left, Jill.
No, yeah, we got about 12
10
minutes. So, Commissioner, we'll get with you, and we appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, sir, and have a good night.
You too, right. Thank you.
All right, shuck it, duck.
All right, you got 10 minutes.
Only topics 5, 6, and 7. We're gonna skip 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, and 4. We're gonna skip. We're gonna get to 5, 6, and 7. I'll discuss 2, 3, and 4 Saturday on the Watchdogs. This was real hot topics tonight, boy. I tell you, it's gonna be a hot show next week. Really hot.
Yeah, it's gonna be hot next week.
I don't even know what I would be in.
Julian, one individual say he heard enough of that bull. He going to bed. Good night.
It's gonna be something next week, y'all. I tell you that, y'all. Run tell that.
That's right.
It's gonna be hot as on fire. Topic 5 was I wanted to touch on this real quick. We're gonna skip over, and it was the Capitol riots still being arrested, and we had some things under this. They over 500 of them arrested so far. It should have been over 5,000 of them arrested so far, but they
didn't have enough handcuffs to go around the 5,000.
Yeah, they need to go get the sympathizers and all the ones here in Savannah too. They wanted to sympathize. They hung all those people back in when McCarthy was the Rosenbergs and all them and killed all them. Hey, it's a bunch of them they were trying to overthrow the government. You know, a lot of stuff need to be done to these people, man. Yeah. But anyway, I said that they were the dumbest group to ever live. What the hell made them think that they would be successful even if they would have did something that day? They all would have been facing a death penalty if they killed anybody that day, hung Mike Pence or anything. They would have all been facing a death penalty. What were these people? These are the dumbest people I ever seen.
But you know what? I'm going to change subject. And this probably is one of a happy day when they let Bill Cosby out of prison.
Correct. Bill is out, y'all.
Bill is out. You know what I'm saying? The Jello pudding is out.
Good.
Yeah, he got out today. He got out today.
Hey, let me tell y'all a little joke. What happened, right? I wrote Bill Cosby about 4 or 5 months ago. I wrote him, being that, where I've been. I know that, sometimes mail uplifts a person. So I said, damn, they done been keeping Bill in here long. And he just came across my mind. So I wrote him. My wife can tell you. I sent him wrote a letter, sent him a letter, and I'm wondering. I'm today before they released him. I was talking to a friend of mine. We was talking about Bill Cosby. I had no idea that he was being. Oh, they had said that they overturned it.
Overturn it.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So I said, I talked to my friend. He down in Florida, and I said, Dre, I said, I wrote Bill, and Bill ain't wrote me back. You know what he said? He said, Jew, how you gonna write you back and he blind?
Yeah. You know,
I
he
said, you
he
know what?
got he
I
got
said,
he
I'm
got
up here mad at Bill for not writing me back or saying, okay, thank you, brother, for the uplifting letter. And I said, damn, he blind. He said, and
yeah.
the dude who you got reading the letter to him probably can't write.
Well, that's right. And he got out, and the first thing he did was he allowed them to come up in his bedroom and interviewed him. And he let several people from the press interview him in his bedroom. And I heard some smart person say, "Don't let him lock that door behind you." Now, I'm just telling you what they say now.
Hey, Charlie, Ivan said Charlie was auditioning and I didn't notice it. He will be sitting in for Julius when his campaign starts. Audience, how did Charlie do for his try as the host of the Rabble? He did take over and ask just 1,000 questions.
I know it.
Jamar just sit back and say, "Okay, well, you got it."
Oh no! I just my concern is that the money is not getting out of the people's hand, and oh God, I struggle with his name, Jamal. No, I'm talking about because he was in the rental type business. He know the money's not getting those people in fast enough. It needs some other agency to help try to get it out there. That's what I was saying. Those three are not getting it out there fast enough. And these people are getting put out.
Ivan Cohen said, "Who's that male figure on the wall behind you, Bernard?"
I got Michael Jordan. I got Barack
Mike Tyson.
Obama.
Look like Mike Tyson.
I got Barack Obama. I got my daughter, and I got my wife and my daughter, and her graduation. That's the last picture that my wife took with me and my daughter before she passed away. Class of 2015, and that's Coach Brown right over there, 33, and that's
They can't see all that. They can't see
I'm
it.
gonna tell about
Bernard, is that Mike Tyson? Is that Mike Tyson
Jordan.
right over your head?
That's Michael Jordan.
Oh, that's Michael Jordan.
Somebody done cloned Jamar Torre's phone because they putting up here fictitious information, and Facebook get people for putting up wrong and fictitious information. Talking about HVJ #1. So there's got to be somebody done cloned his phone.
No, they not.
And talking about all others are #2. Oh Lord, God was on this show today, y'all. Y'all missed the show. God was on his show. And he spoke to us. And I started trembling from the feelings that I was getting.
Julius, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
What happened to Sandra McKeithen tonight?
I don't know where her air was. I haven't been able to check my phone to see what.
Okay, but I'm glad my friend Dr. Torre was on the show tonight because you're invited to come on this show all the time, my friend. Because
yes,
I was really thirsty Saturday, and you didn't hesitate. You turned and said, "I'll go get it." You're a man of class, as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you.
That coupon, I honor that coupon, but I'm no longer in business anymore. So it's forfeit. It's forfeit.
Charlie Malvin say hey, and he laughing at you.
What?
Malvin say hey, and he laughing at you.
Tell Malvin I love him. Malvin's a good man.
Keeping on subject with this, y'all notice how everybody around Trump is getting in trouble and going to jail, losing their license, everything. But Trump is still being unscathed from it. What is wrong with these people? Why don't y'all can't see that if you follow Trump down that narrow road, then your ass gonna get set on fire?
Yeah.
They don't
Herschel Walker is following him. Herschel say, I'm gonna run for senator. I'm gonna beat Raphael Warnock.
He could.
Raphael
I
Warnock gonna
wish
whip
he.
him like he
Yeah.
stole his lunch.
Yeah.
I wish Herschel is the number one candidate. Herschel come out the Republican primary. That'll be real nice for us to just spank his ass.
That'll be easy win. Yeah, that'll be easy win.
And they supposed to indict Trump tomorrow. I mean, charges against the Trump
organization
coming tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. But Giuliani, he's the biggest fool I ever seen in the world.
Yeah.
Besides the Capitol rioters.
He lost his license too, Julius.
Yeah. Yeah, he's suspended right now. And the last thing I think that we could get into, and I need y'all honest opinion on it, one of the last things, UFOs, what do you believe? Listen, man, y'all stop laughing. You know, serious. This is serious, man. Them UFOs, if I go missing, it's either Jody Hawk's got me, either the UFOs, the Martians got me.
You know what?
If I go missing.
One UFO came to my house. One of the UFO came to my house last night, right?
Huh?
Yeah, he did. And I told him, if you don't get, excuse me, I said, if you don't get your butt away from me, I know something. I told him to go to George Hall House in Port Wilbur because he believe in y'all.
No. You don't have to believe in it. I believe in UFO, Julius, and I'll tell you why. My cousin, he looked like an alien. He eat up all the food when he come over to our house. He can't be normal. So I believe in it, bro. Y'all say what y'all want to say.
We're not. They because so many people have cell phones now and are capturing these spaceships and everything. See, back in the day, they could deny it. They can't deny it no more. So they're telling you that they do exist. So you can't believe that we're the only people with this type of intellect, this type of technology. See, God is right there.
That's God.
Yeah, God.
That was a UFO. That was a UFO.
No. C.E. Hall bought this plow for my wife.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't see the UFO. I got my glasses on. I can't see them.
Believe me, they work. Believe me. I mean, they're for real. I've always believed that there could not just be us here. It has to be something.
You're right. Yeah, I think it's another world somewhere. Really?
Oh, ain't no question.
Yeah.
Ain't no question. So y'all tell us what y'all think in the end about the UFOs.
Julius, and we on this world or universe, and there are other suns billions and billions of miles away. It's probably another country. I'm not a world, I mean. Yeah. And now let me ask you a question. Is East St. Louis is a part of the United States?
Yes.
I'm a little bit puzzled.
Yes, East St. Louis is a part of the United States.
Okay.
The government came out and they have said, Barack Obama first told you that there is signs of other life forms, and that is true. He was the first president to tell you that is true. He wasn't just lying. And the government came out this week and told you that Area 51, where they do have Martians, is for real. They do have where they crash their ships here on this planet. That place is for real. But now, believe it, bro. Believe it. See, they just don't want to scare everybody. Then everybody be saying,
I can't see what I don't believe.
He can't see, Julius. He can't see.
I can't see. I can't see. Hey, I'm like Bill Cosby. I can't write you back.
Right.
Hey, Ivan Cohen said the UFOs flew over a certain house in Port Whitworth. They tried to beam Julius up, want him to run for mayor of their planet.
All right. It's at the last topic. It's about 9:00 now.
Yeah, I guess that's all we'll be able to cover tonight. There's an asteroid coming. There's an asteroid coming. It's 285 miles wide.
Yeah.
That's a long.
No, he telling the truth, Brown. Stop laughing. He telling the truth about the asteroid coming.
285 miles long.
That's from here. Hello. That's from here to Atlanta.
Past Atlanta. 20 miles on the other side of Atlanta. That's how big this asteroid is. It hit the planet, we all told. So y'all all over the place. All right. Y'all remember that. But anyway, I appreciate you. Any closing thoughts, Professor?
That UFO. That was a UFO.
That was a UFO.
Yeah, it's an alien.
Yeah, I can hear
I ain't heard no alien.
Yeah, I can hear the signals coming in. Charlie, we're losing you.
Huh?
It's what behind
you dimming out.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, you better be on the lookout because they coming. They coming.
They beaming Charlie up.
Julius, when they come, guess what? All night long. All night long.
Alien, man.
And the translation is they're gonna be on America After Dark.
That's it.
Oh
shit.
Tell them to come Friday. Friday at 10:30.
Hey Brown, can I be on your show next week?
Hey, Mr. Charlie, you on my show next week, all right?
All right.
Hey,
I want to tell some jokes.
All right. My next week's show is coming from downtown Atlanta and at the Army Hotel because I got a.
I got one for you right now.
All right,
I got something in my pocket. It's round, hard, and got a skin on it. Mr. Brown, what is it?
I don't know. Shit, tell
Let's try one more time. Dr. Jamel. It's round, hard, and got skin on it. What is it?
It's a Skittles.
No. Jude.
Okay.
Jude, I got something in my pocket. Round, hard, and got skin on it. What is it?
Yeah, your fingers.
An apple. Woo! All night long.
Don't come on this show. Don't come on the show with that type of joke.
Hey, we'll kick you off the first minute.
You got mad because I said apple. It's an apple. Y'all thought it was something else.
Hey, I thought you would say a cucumber.
I thought he was going to say
nuts. Before we leave.
Yeah. He wanted me to say nuts. He wanted me to say nuts, but I was going to follow up that. Yeah, he wanted me to say nuts.
Listen, hang on one for you. No, hang on one for you. Listen. It goes in your mouth, nice, hard, and stiff. Only a matter of a minute, it'd be soft and swivel up. What is that?
Ain't shit going to my bottle.
No. Come on. It goes in nice, hard, and firm. In a matter of a minute, it'd be all shrivel up.
Some pancakes.
No. Chewing gum. Up stick of gum. All night long.
Anyway, they say put on Sandman to run you off of the Apollo Theater stage. Anyway, any last thoughts, Mr. Brown, Bernard Brown?
Hey, I'm gonna have Sandman for the Apollo to come get Mr. Brown.
Y'all mad because I got you.
You know what? Hey, you know what?
All right, I'm fit to go.
And we was nice on Coach Ellis, which was good, and it was a great show. And hey, I'll see y'all on Friday. I'm coming down.
Mr. Brown.
All I want to say, I went to the doctor and he examined me and he said, "You'll be dying from terminal cancer." I said, "Oh my God." I said, "I demand a second opinion." Get what he say? "You ugly too." All night long.
Okay, that's his closing. Y'all stay tuned. We got two new shows coming in, 2 or 3 new ones coming. So y'all stay tuned. We got a real estate show where they'll be showing a whole lot of real estate all over the country, all over the world, and locally also. We got Black Men Rock, and we got 1 or 2 others. But we got America After Dark on Fridays at 10:30 is our biggest show. You took over number one. You took
Run
over
it to
number one.
that.
Run tell that.
Run to that.
He took over number one, and he has all about 1,000 views this week. So he's way
Julius,
up.
but my jokes and stuff, we should go
because
back
we
to
was on
number
there,
one.
because the Stephen A. Smith of ATR was on there having fun.
That's correct too.
That's it.
That's
it.
correct too.
That's
The
it.
little,
And I
the
appreciate
little brother ATR.
That's correct too.
You can come back Friday if you want to.
Not scared. I ain't scared.
Hey, come back Friday. Friday
It
gonna be a
ain't
family.
no telling. I'm like, I got a reputation trying to uphold.
Yeah.
Hey, Jamal, come back Friday and bring no nuts.
Oh,
Yeah. You said, "What's in your beverage?" I said, "Nuts." Hey, so and don't forget Friday we got at 1 o'clock we got Financial Sins. At 6 o'clock we got Incarceration to Incorporation. At 10:30 we got America After Dark, and it's gonna be hilarious. We got some great things coming. Bernard is and his cast of people are just awesome. Saturday we got the Watchdogs and Pastor Smalls. Don't y'all forget to tune in. Pastor Smalls will tell it like it is. On Sunday, Anthony Maben will be coming back after the 4th of July holiday. So he'll be back on the 11th, because after the 4th of July falls on a Sunday. He'll be back on the 11th with Voices in the Struggle. Mondays, you got Keisha Gibson Carter with Candidly Keisha. You got Tuesday, you got Ferrante Frazier with Natural as Fuck, and Natural as F, and Alicia Miller Blakely at 7:30, sometime between 7 and 7:30. Alicia Miller Blakely with For Us By Us, By Us For Us, and Wednesday, y'all know what it is on Wednesday. Wednesday, you got the Go Tell It Like It Is. Run Tell That,
Yeah.
Run Tell That at 6 p.m. And then you right back here with us again on Wednesday at 7 o'clock with the Rabble. We tell it,
That's
keep it tell it like it is, and we keep it informative and hot. So that's just some of the shows. We got 3 or 4 more. Just like I told you, you got the real estate show, you got the Black Men Rock, and you got Sunday. I forgot. Please don't y'all forgive me. Sunday also at 5 o'clock. We got His and Her Perspective. Y'all watch that show. It's a great show with Vaughn Jackson and Michelle Monet Henderson. They give out some great relationship stuff. If you can't seem to keep a man, if you can't seem to keep a woman, tune into them. Yeah, I watch it too.
Julius,
Sundays, don't forget.
Julius, for a lot of the young couples need some advice. We're gonna have a new show starting in August. It's gonna be called All Night Long. And Charlie Brown gonna be the host of All Night Long, and the show gonna come on about 12 o'clock and all night long.
I got two other announcements. On Friday, we got sneak peek with Jay Jones and with the first congressional district at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock every Friday. That's in case. So it'll be a 1-hour show for 8 weeks, I believe. He's going to be doing the candidates. It's a sneak peek into everybody that's running across the state. Okay. And the last 4 weeks, it'll be local municipalities, I believe. The first 4 weeks, it'll be the lieutenant governor, the attorney general, all those shows, secretary of state, all those people will be on 8 o'clock on Fridays for the next 4 weeks, for the next 8 weeks, I believe. And so that'll be from 8 to 9. If Eric Scott comes back off of her hiatus, her show will be from 9 to 10. Bernard Brown will be on with America After Dark from 10:30 to 11:30 or whenever it ends.
Yeah.
Him and Jim
So
with them nuts.
who is Lamar Owens?
He's
Lamar Owens.
my cousin. He was one of the greatest football players that ever came out of Tonkin High School, running back.
I know. And he sent me a friend request. I said, this is just that guy doggone talking conspiracy type stuff. I said, that's what's going on. I said, why? Look, Lamar know we don't like him. He know we don't like CJ. He know that. I said,
he ran. Hey, listen, he ran y'all crazy back when y'all had Tony Lee running the ball back at Jenkins back in the day. Lamar ran all over y'all. But Lamar is probably the greatest running back to ever touch a football in the city of Savannah. Probably. I mean, I've never seen nobody ever run a ball like this guy, ever. And his son was the quarterback at Navy until he got in trouble. His son was the quarterback at Navy until he got in trouble.
That was a bad boy. He was a bad boy.
Yeah, Lamar's the baddest boy I ever seen touch a football. That's the truth.
That don't change nothing. That was a lie. Jenkins did not lose to Tompkins. Just to clarify.
I don't know. We're gonna go and check the records, and we'll have a proof when it comes up.
Don't even worry about that. Don't even worry about that.
We beat him in 80 and 81. We beat Jenkins in 80, 81. We beat him at Groves Field, and then we came back.
That's a lie. We ain't lose y'all.
Matter of fact, we had a big brawl afterwards where I think
we ripped y'all behind too.
We
ripped y'all behind.
And we threw my man across. I forgot his name. We threw him across the fence after the game.
We ain't never lost no fight. Okay. We ain't never lost no fight.
Hey, Charlie Brown, you see what Ivan Cohen say? Ivan Cohen say Charlie Brown gonna have a new show called "I'm Gonna Have a Wang Dang Doodle All Night Long." Charlie, you a mute. Anyway, we'll see y'all. Great show. We'll touch all these topics that we didn't get to because we had to get some important information out. And I'll talk with you guys.
All right. Share.
And we love you. And we'll see y'all on one of the shows real soon.
All right. Hey, love y'all.
Y'all can stay on. Y'all can stay on. I'm gonna end the show. Good night, y'all.
Good night. Good night, Mr. Charlie.